Yeah, so I was saying that thank you very much for giving us your precious time. Mr. David and Mr. Salvatore, they are all from Ethiopia. They'll speak about themselves in a minute, but I want them to introduce them to a special way. So to give you a context, African Rebirth is a youth-led organization, mostly to champion Pan-Africanism, leadership, and diplomacy. So normally we do what we call the East African Model United Nations, but East African United Nations is a program under the big umbrella of the African Rebirth. So we try to connect with industry leaders, people of influence who are doing great work in Africa to inspire a young generation to have a big picture of Africa. Because when you are here in Canada, most Africa is one country, and the president is Nelson Mandela. So but you find people are not educated about Africa, and we have to tell best stories for Africa. So without further ado, I will introduce the panel today. So I'll begin from Mr. Dawood Zegea Haile. He's a lecturer of international relations, diplomacy, and economics at New Generation University. Those who are from Ethiopia might be familiar with it. He's also a PhD candidate at the University of South Africa. Mr. Dawood is also the African Union liaison to the United Nations for Africa and African Artist Peace Initiative. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so also to my right, Mr. Salvatore Ngeshmana, he holds an executive master's in managing peace and security in Africa. He's currently the political and regional desk officer at the African Union Commission in the Department of Peace and Security. He has worked previously in the Ministry of Civil Service of the Republic of Burundi from 1994 to 2002. He has a range of experience, 15 years of experience in political advising, managing conflicts, and other political affairs. So he has a breadth of experience. So welcome, Mr. Salvatore.
Thank you.
Yeah. So to dive into question today, I have questions listed. Like the topic today is, what's the role of the African youth in promoting peace and security in Africa, specifically in Africa? So because of the conflict, I set out some questions, and I would like to begin from both sides, so the rules of engagement. We have a panel presenting, we'll have a Q&A, and we'll call it a day. So for the model of the United Nations who are presenting today, you'll present after the panel. And if our panelists gladly want to hear what other young people are saying about the peace and conflict situation, they have to stay, but they don't have to stay if they have schedules to catch up. So I'll begin from Dawood. Dawood, in your view, what is the cause of conflicts in Africa? Even dive into what could be the cause of conflicts in Africa? So you we'll be switching questions as we dialogue. You have the floor.
Okay. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for this floor. And I'm really privileged for giving me this great opportunity for me. And it is also give me great opportunity to know more about Africa rivers. So in the future, we will work together for our Africa. and the Africa we want. Firstly, let's start my discussion starting from my background. By the way, my name is, as you told us before, my name is David, and there is some little bit correction with my role. My role is I'm liaison officer to the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa.
Yeah, sure.
Not for Economic Commission for Africa and African Union Commission at African Artist Peace Initiative. And also I'm also member of the human committee of experts on human security, on which based in Washington DC, USA, as well as I have been working as executive director of Youth Alliance for Leadership and Development in Africa. I've worked in a lot of positions, and also my master was in peace and security of Africa. Me and Mr. Salvatore, we attended our class in the same university. Yeah, the same university. So I'm also part of ANA High Level Forum on Security in Africa. So I engage in a lot of position in African youth and as well as in out of other places. So let's start my discussion. As we know that Africa has many problems. Even in 2019 Youth Day celebration, which held in Africa Union, I gave a speech. My speech was, when we see the map of Africa, even when we see the map of Africa, it looks like a question mark. That's why, because look, Africa has a lot of problems, a lot of questions, like question of conflict, question of insecurity, question of poverty, question of human child mortality, and many questions. But the answer will be the use of Africa as the answer for those problems. I gave this speech. At that time, the commissioner was there, Mr. Faki Mohammed. Yeah. So when we see Africa, its problems are the problem of Africa. But when we see the solution, we use African youth as a solution of those problems. So when we discuss about the main conflicts, reasons or the cause of conflict in Africa, firstly, we have to see how is Africa structured, how Africa demarcated. Look, every African country's boundary and region boundary demarcation by colonizers and everything. When we see those problems, we can see and we can communicate with African conflict causes that which prevail in Africa. So the first conflict causes, the cause of conflict in Africa is, as I say, is resource-based conflict. Resource is the main reason which resulted in for the insecurity of Africa. So as we see in the DRC, in some parts of the country, the main cause of conflict is those resources. When we see resource like natural resource, even water. Look, the Nile case between Ethiopia and Egypt as well as Sudan. Those are resources. Those natural resource as well as human-made resource. So resource is the main cause of those problem. I mean, cause of conflict. The second one will be boundary demarcation made by our colonizers. This is also the main cause of conflict in Africa. And on my view, I see many. I visited many countries in Africa, and this political segregation or not involvement in political parties or in ruling parties in some country, this political segregation also the main problem of Africa or conflict in Africa. So look, this is 21st century, and as we see, there was coup in Mali. Look, in 21st century, in 21st century, we watched this problem. That's why this political segregation is also the main cause of conflict in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daud, for bringing that, big, actually one of the discussion today we're having in the youth, amongst the youth today, the youth delegates today, is the coup up in Mali, what they think about how it came along. Yeah, for sure. Yes, Mr. Salvatore, in your experience working and studying conflict in more an academic way, doing research, and your experience in general, what is the cause of conflict? Why do conflicts in Africa don't cease? What's the problem?
My dear, I think if I can summarize, the main cause of, of conflict in Africa, it is exclusion. And exclusion, it can be political, it can be economic, and it can be in for example, in employment. And the people, when they don't accept this, they start fighting for recovering their rights.
Yeah.
And the other big issue, which is causing conflict in Africa, it is bad leadership. I think this is the main cause of conflict. And it is causing a lot of harm for people and for the state. Even when we try to resolve those conflicts and organize free and fair elections, we get elected leaders. The same leader, they come back, they destroy whatever we have built. Something which took us maybe 10 years to build, they come, they destroy in 1 second. And then there is, we start over conflict. Yeah, but there are, of course, other causes like inequality, extreme poverty, bad governance, but this is related also to this, what I say, the quality, the bad quality of our leaders.
Thank you. So you touched about like most domestic. David, what do you think? What extent does the foreign influence have meddling? In causing in African, problems in Africa, like conflicts. What's the contribution of the, international system or international foreign grouping or nations or countries or motives that meddle into the domestic affairs in Africa? To what extent?
Look, even the Africa Union.
Yeah.
Leave the other member countries and look, basically the organization, this is a commission. Look, please tell me the official language of the organization, the commission.
English, French. Yeah.
So even when we start to by mentioning our language, it is designed by foreigners. And even I have heard one thing: the Equatorial Guinea, because they speak Spanish, so they need to involve or to impose this Spanish into as official language. So or in Africa is designed by foreigners or by colonizers, as we say. It's designed. Even look our boundary. Look, the boundary between Togo, Ghana, and some Senegal, and everything. So the main problem in Africa, I mean, the foreign intervention in Africa is a lot. Even look the South Sudan peace process.
Yeah.
So as you know that the special envoy to the South Sudan, and he is the chief negotiator. He told me that one thing. He was chief negotiator. He was our former foreign minister of foreign affairs, His Excellency Ambassador Seyum Mesfin. He told me that if they agreed in negotiation, they may agree, but after that, because of the foreign involvement, they conflicted each other. So foreign intervention is as they finance it, or as they finance our mediation process, as they finance our commission, as they finance our everything. Foreign intervention is not only limited into the commission, as well, it's everywhere in Togo, Malawi, Ghana, Ethiopia, Egypt, and everywhere. So to this extent, foreign intervention affects Africa and demoralized Africa.
Right. Thank you. Sharing your experience. I want to go to Mr. Salvatore. You are from Burundi, I guess.
Yes.
You're from Burundi, and I'm sure you know the politics, the security challenges that face our region, not only Burundi, but like in East African region in general, the Great Lakes region. What, in your assessment, what is the contribution of the youth to those problems? Is it the elders? Is it who takes a bigger part? Like we're not shifting blames, but what is the key contribution of youth to the existing conflicts, mainly like in the Great Lakes region?
My dear, I don't like to talk about my region because it is very sensitive. But before before I come back to this issue, let me talk. You know, you raised this issue of foreign interventions in our countries. Again, I will say that, of course, they are influencing, but we are opening the door for them.
Yeah.
We are opening. We are the main people to blame. We have to blame ourselves because when we open, they come, they enter. But if we close, they can't get inside. They can't. They cannot. And this we have to blame ourselves and mostly our leaders. So if you ask me the role of youth in in the peace and security issues,
yeah, and in Africa in general,
or in Africa in general, I prefer to say Africa. That youth constitutes the core, the majority of combatants in all wars. Including civil wars, and they represent a significant number of those affected by armed conflict. But it is, it is not a big number of youth which are combating, wars, because the majority, I think the majority are involved in something peaceful, in activities, peaceful activities, economic, schools, or infrastructure. So, if we want really to say the role of youth is playing an active role in instability, in causing instability in Africa in general. But they are not alone. They are not the one who are even though some rebel leaders are young, but the majority are adult people who are using the youth to achieve what they want to achieve. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So you touched on the youth are not alone, and the youth are not in the biggest number in conflict and stuff. But we've seen like many people like starting from even the rebel groups. We see Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab means youth. We see Boko Haram. We see groups and many rebel groups in Mali. You see like the average age, most of them are young people. So my question is, why is it, what are the key, what are the causes that propels people to join conflicts like that? Imagine to join Boko Haram or Al-Shabaab. What attracts youth to those insecure organization? What attracts them in your own assessment? David?
Thank you very much. As we see, the main attraction to join those extremist groups like Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, and other extremist groups is basically those extremist groups try to use religion. Religion is the main tool for extremists. As we know that, we all believe in one God, Allah in Muslim, and God in Christianity. So those even look in time of Crusaders, they try to use this religion as source, as to attract those youth. So the main thing is religion. Secondly, opportunity. When I said opportunity, it means like job opportunity, because almost half of our youth is unemployed. Even look the statistics and the data of South Africa, Uganda, even Ethiopia. So unemployment is, as I told you before, it's the main problem and the main cause of conflict. So those extremist groups try to use this income issue or employment issue as a weapon to engage youth into violence. As we know that youth can be peace builder, can be peace taker. So the main problem and the main tools is, as I told you before, those religion and employment issues.
Thank you. So unemployment sounds out to be a big factor. How about you, Mr. Salvatore? Do you agree with David?
Yeah, I agree, but I may add it is not only unemployment. It is also, but it is linked to this. It is poverty. Poverty in general in Africa, but also there is this issue of ideology, extremism, radicalization. All these push people to young people to join this extremism, movement. And I will add that those movements, sometimes they have huge economic resources to offer to these young people that our government can't offer to them. So they prefer to go to gain money in those Al-Shabaab and Boko Haram and Acme in Mali. They are giving a lot of money to them, money that they can't get in a civil service.
Okay. So I see like money, poverty, unemployment is a big factor.
Yes.
Then comes the role of government, or even before government, what should really youth do to avoid, being attracted to a rebel group just because to earn money or earn a job? What should they do? And I also see another big factor, ideological orientation, is what environment the youth should expose themselves to avoid such extremist ideas and ideologies. So first of all, before even we shift the blame to the government, or are suggesting what the governments can do, what key steps can the youth take to avoid such stuff? Being hooked into rebel movements or other insecurities.
So the main thing is, creating awareness. As we know that, as we know that there are many youth clubs or youth association in Ethiopia, in Africa. So the main thing will be, creating awareness in relation to those avoiding extremism in Africa. So on my view, those clubs or those organizations have a potential to reduce or to minimize conflict and to avoid violence in Africa. So we have to create awareness through social media and through many other things. So we can do that. But the second thing will be equipping ourselves through entrepreneurship and other things. So when we equip ourselves through entrepreneurship and opening entrepreneurship schools may provide us job creation opportunities for youth. So when we create those opportunities, we can avoid those things. And sorry for my English, because I'm fluent in French. That's why my English is not really good. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
I can speak more than 6 languages, so I'm very good, much in speaking French than English. That's why.
That's good.
Okay.
For entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship awareness. That's a very good point.
Exactly.
Salvatore, what should the youth do to avoid that escalate insecurities?
My dear, I think this is a very big question.
Yeah.
Early, like other people, youth is excluded in many things, in many sectors of the public life. Even not only public, even private. If you are denied peace, what can you do? You can't create an enterprise.
Yeah.
You can't walk freely and peacefully, and that's why people, they are leaving their own countries, going to search for better life in other countries. So what they have to do, first they have to organize themselves to fight for their rights.
Yeah.
To fight for peace, bringing peace in their countries, so that people can go to cultivate, or they can go to do business in a peaceful way, in a peaceful environment. So they have to fight for their rights and for peace first, to fight for having the right leaders, the good leader. Otherwise, you can't do anything without leaders. Economy is very important, but politics is also, I think, most important. A politician can build a country, but he can also destroy it in 1 second. He can destroy it. So it is important to fight for political and socio-economic rights.
Thank you. Okay.
And in addition to that, let's add something.
Right.
In addition to that, I mean, we have to support youth vision for peace. I mean, we have to recreate and reshape the mind of youth and to peace and for peace. So we have to shape them. I mean, most of them are engaging in violence issues. So let's shape together. Let's shape them into peace issues, peace process, peace in church, and preaching peace everywhere, through church, through school, and everywhere. So it will be good supporting youth. So the second will be engaging space or creating a space for youth in order to engage in political process. So as we know that there is legal issues that make youth to engage in political process, to be member of parliament, to elect, and to be volunteer, and to be party member. So we have to engage them. We have to create a space to engage youth into political environment. Second thing will be supporting education and capacity building for youth. So when I say capacity building, it will be, and the focus will be peace issues, capacity building, how to minimize conflict in our environment, how to create and founding peace clubs, student peace clubs in university, founding student peace clubs in high schools, and it will, they may lead and they may support us to put peace and to put harmony in our youth. So this is will be my view.
Thank you very much. Right. For sure. Like investing you know, there's it's almost a cliche. Every big organization, they always say the youth is the future. No, the future. So, but people don't take necessary steps. You know, the youth, it's always like a cliche. So if like people would move from words, from nice speeches, nice words, and you know, invest really, investment. It's not only like money, like shaping ideologies, shaping landscape, you know, giving them political space too. It's only a game for elders. I don't know why. So giving them political space. Those are very good points. Do you have some other thoughts, Salvatore, about that?
You know, these politicians, they will not bring, you know, that space and on a plate and offer to you. You have to fight for it.
Right. Yeah.
You need to fight for it. It is rare that they associate young people, you know, in political parties. They just choose few of them to use them in their political struggle.
Yeah.
And maybe to be actively involved. I said young people, they have to organize themselves.
Yes.
They have to create their own political parties. I think they can. This is possible.
Right.
I don't know, not in the political arena, but I think it is something we can do. Not only, you know, in the political parties, also in the civil society organization, in the private sector, you know, they can do many things, because the private sector, you know, it is a very important or very big influence on the political arena. So organization is key, and sometimes, you know, they will not free. They will not be free to organize themselves, but they have to try. Sometimes to put all means on their side to achieve what they want to achieve, and they can get support from adults, from external support, internal support, but first they have to organize themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, organizing is key. So I want to open up to the audience. I might have some questions, contributions. If you want to ask some questions, Dawit is off, but he's coming back. So any question you might have about what the presentation or your thoughts, so you're welcome to do so. Mr. Salvatore is here to answer any question.
No, my question, first of all, you said that I'm from the Great Lakes. I suspect also that you are from that area, no?
Yes, I am from there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, like the audience, they have, if you want to ask our panelists, if you want to contribute, do your time. Oh, I see a hand in Mali. Yeah, Johannes.
Am I audible?
Yeah, very audible.
Okay, thank you very much. First, I would like to thank Mr. Salvatore for giving his time and participating in our like small time immune simulations and sharing your thoughts. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I was closely listening to what you and Mr. Dawit were saying about the situation in Africa and the situation of the youth with relation to that. And the question I wanted to ask was, as a computer science and engineering student, what do you think the role of technology and information is going to have moving forward in relation with the youth role in the future, and also with the youth's shall I say, movement in restoring Africa to her former glory? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johannes.
May I?
Sure.
May I reply, or do we have to take a batch of questions?
Okay. How you prefer?
Okay. No, I can respond to that. You know, technology is very good. You know, not only for you, for all sectors of the country, of organizations. You know, it can assist people to communicate, to get data, or to interact among themselves. Also to get new information, you know. So this is the positive aspect of technology. You know, technology also, it can it can reduce the distance between young people living in different areas in different countries, you know, all over the world. It can be also a bridge among them. It can be a bridge, but it also has negative aspects. And this we were talking about this terrorist movement. They are very strong in technology. They are using technology to what? To teach their ideologies to young people. They don't need to cross borders to go to teach. They can use technology to reach each young people wherever he is. Even your own child, they can teach him without for you knowing that they are teaching him. So this is also a very bad sad side of technology. Yeah.
Thank you. So, it.
Thank you very much, Enoch, for organizing this event, and thank you very much, Mr. Salvatore and David, for the.
Would you increase your volume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is my voice audible, Enoch?
Yes,
Yes,
now it's audible. Good.
All right then. So my question is directed to both Salvatore and Dawood, if it's okay if either one of you answers. So I recently finished a course, taking a course in social psychology, and one of the main things that we learned there is people joining terrorism groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS and ISIL. They are not of a certain demographic. That means they're not necessarily from the rich people or from the poor people. They're not necessarily, they don't necessarily lack some things in their life, like health. They don't necessarily have a single parent. There is no common trait from all the people that are joining there. And that one of the main puzzles of the 21st century is how do we determine that one is prone to joining these terrorism groups? And my question to you is, although you said that poverty and economic status and unemployment play a huge role, me agreeing with that or not aside, do you think that it's an exclusive, do you think that those things are exclusive reasons for the people to join? Because there are too many people funding the terrorism organizations that are billionaires and that don't have any financial or relationship, what do you say, shortcomings. Thank you.
Johannes is going to reply. Okay, look, it is Yafet, no? Mr. Yafet, no?
Yes.
Yafet, look, the poverty economy, I can't say that are exclusive to push young people to join the group, because, for example, if I give you an example, do you think that the son of Osama bin Laden was poor? No. But he joined the terrorist groups.
Yeah.
And this, it can be explained only by ideology. I said ideology, I insist on ideology. Ideology is very important, and ideology, it is not only bought by poor people, it is also bought by rich people, because this is ideas. It is like religions. Religion is not for, it is not for poor people only. Even rich people are active in religions. So I will say poverty, exclusion are one factor, and there are also other factors explaining why people are joining terrorist group. Yes, we can't enumerate all factors here, but we can just give examples of some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other question?
May I follow up on that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So if I may read you the thing that the one of the parts of the courses, the main psychologists, leading expert psychologists on this term has stated that, has put it in this way: the outstanding common characteristic of terrorists is their normality. And it's a very surprising statement, because they're not they're not
Psychopath.
yes, thank you. They're not psychopaths, or they don't have a mental degeneration. They don't have a specific pathology. The only thing that relates to them is not it's not, the main reason is not religion, but generalized rage. And I don't know, it's the main cause is different. So you're saying it's religion, and here it's saying generalized rage.
Yeah, I get. Salvatore, do you wanna have a say about that?
I didn't get what he said. Generalized what?
Generalized rage or collective rage.
Right.
Rage,
Rage.
wrath.
Ah, rage, como rage.
Wrath, yes. Okay.
Mhm. But rage caused by what? The rage, there might be a cause for this generalized rage. What is it? Maybe if you explain a little bit further, this terminology.
Yeah, but I think religion is. I don't think he said like religion is the main cause, but religion is very fundamental in shaping that ideology. You could,
Yes,
for
yes,
the Muslim, extremists,
yes.
they believe that when you bomb yourself with a bomb, you straight go to Jannah. So they think of, with the cause, I killed 200 people, but I go to heaven. So they shape them with that. Of course, I don't think it is in Islamic principles to kill people, not at all. But they use that propaganda and ideology to shape them, but the foundation is religion. So it could be a range of factors, but religion is very key too. I think that's what Mr. Salvatore was saying.
No, no, I don't agree totally with that idea. Religions like Islam or Catholicism, or
Yeah.
they are very old.
Mm.
They are very old. Maybe 2,000 years, one more than 1,000 years. How can you explain that those movements are born in the 90s? Before, we were not talking about those movements. Me, I said ideology, not religions. Religions, it is people who are using it in a bad way. Not in a good way, because they are deforming the religion to teach their followers. Yes, but otherwise religion is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Islam is good, Catholic is good, Protestants are good, but there are people who are exploiting the bad aspects of religions to get their followers in their terrorism.
Right.
But I can't say that the religion itself is bad.
Of course not. Okay, thank you. If any other question, comment, we have a few minutes remaining. We can use them for. Alan, you have a question? Unmute. Unmute. Okay, unmuted. Unmute yourself. Good.
Okay, am I on now?
Yes, you're on.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator, and thank you so much, Professor Salvatore, for joining us and giving us the time to share with us some of your experience. Thank you so much. My question goes back to the other first point that we are talking about. Why causes of conflict among the youth in Africa. There are very many points that have been given out by both our visitors, and they were so good points. But my main concern would come to, because Mr. Moderator asked the question of what should the youth do in order to actively participate, or something to do with, in order for them not to be actively engaged in conflicts and all the things of the kind. Yes, and submissions were given in. But my main question here was to Mr. Salvatore. What should, because we know that unemployment is one of the causes of these conflicts, because if we go by the statistics, we can see that in South Africa alone, 59% of the youth are unemployed. In the southern part of Africa, Angola has 50.8, Namibia 46, Nigeria 36, and still counting. The rest is history. Rwanda, for example, in East Africa has 17, Uganda we have 13. That's a very big percentage of unemployed youth. Now, my question is, what should governments as well do in order to solve this problem? Because it's a very, very big, challenging problem. Yeah, so that's my main question, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Unmute, sir.
Yes, yes. Now it is really very difficult to respond to, you know, to that such kind of question. You know, government are sovereign. You know, they are independent and they can do a lot. The government has a lot of opportunities to create employment. You know, if we were from our countries there, you know that they have a lot of opportunities. What they need, the government, it has to provide or to maintain peace for everybody, peace first. And it has to give a direction to they have to give a vision to tell to the youth, we want to go there. Please follow us in such kind of direction. This is the role of a leader, and they have to create space for youth organizations and to encourage them to get organized and to provide support. Support, it is not only financial, it can be technical. If you need an expert, the government can provide an expert. if you need, for example, computers. The computers, I think this is not something difficult for a government to provide computers for some youth organizations. So they have to encourage them, and to to support them, to support them technically, financially, and so on. But the main issue is peace. If there is no peace, you can't do anything. And they have to guarantee their rights, the rights of the youth. If there is no human rights and other rights, economic rights, socio-economic, political rights, it will be very difficult for young people to solve this problem of unemployment. Even employment itself, it is a right. It is a right for people. Young people, they have the right to get a job. But job, it doesn't mean that it has to be gotten in a public administration. It can be also in the private sector. And the role of the government, it is to have a good policy in terms of employment. A good policy. And this is another role of the government. I think for the time being, I can stop there.
So elaborate. That's a very exclusive answer. Yeah. Thank you very much. I think we're running out of time. I want Mr. Salvatore has a lot of engagements. So we would you would give him an opportunity to say final words, his final thoughts, and we can wrap it up.
Look, I was saying that youth is involved in most, I think the majority of combatants are youth.
Yeah.
But the big majority of youth are involved in peaceful activities.
Yes.
They can play a big role in bringing peace in African countries. Even they can convince, approach those combatants to sensitize them on the necessity of having peace in Africa. What we call, they can convince them to silence the guns in Africa, so that we have peace. And the peace is fundamental for many things. Many things. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Salvatore. It's been a pleasure you to share your experiences and your time. Of course, if we need any expertise, I think you are welcome to contact you again to share your experience. Yeah.
Yes, I'm available.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much. And the audience appreciates you so much, I guess, too. They had a rich experience too and sharing. Yeah. So thank you very much. And thank you for your time. Have a blessed, what do you call Masquer? Masquer. Yeah, enjoy Masquer. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
It is a very interesting to interact with young people.
Yeah.
And it was a really very good experience for me, and I hope we will have another opportunity to interact.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Mali, so I don't know. So what do you guys think? Do we have other simulations? What do you guys think? Because there are a few people here who are prepared. Or we can wrap it up on the other day. What do you think?
What do you mean by simulation? What is simulation?
So simulation is this program that we mostly meet. There's something called Model United Nations.
Okay.
So Model United Nations, like a simulation is how they debate, like at the United Nations, how those permanent members debate and reach resolutions. Even you can do it a replicate of the United Nations with different people representing different countries. So that's what we do too. So it to help us shape our diplomatic skills, our negotiating skills, and public speaking, critical thinking with that. Yeah. Yeah. So I think most of you writing me in chat, for most people from Ethiopia are going for the ceremony. I don't know whether we should continue with this, but I think we can make it another day when most people are around and people are not rushing to do stuff. How about that?
Yes, I think we can do that.
Yeah.
The simulation, you have to put it for another day.
Yeah. Thank you. So thank you very much, everyone, for sparing time. Enjoy the ceremony and have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.